Okay. Let's see. Everything up and running. Give me just a sec. Make sure everything's set up. Let me know if you can hear me okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, hey y'all. Welcome to Red Economics. My name is Stevie, and we're going to talk about Nancy Pelosi and the rules that she makes and the rules that she follows. So, it was, what, a day or two ago that she went to a hair salon, and Monday, she went to a hair salon without a mask. Now, all this stuff is supposed to be closed down, right? You know, it's too dangerous. This pandemic, it's just way too dangerous for anybody to go out. We can't do anything. Everything's shut down. So, we only go out if it's of vital importance. Only go to the stores, grocery store, and then, with your mask and everything on, your face shield and gloves and hand sanitizer. And then after that, you have to go back home. Well, not for Nancy Pelosi. Now, granted, she is a living troll doll, and she should probably go and get her hair done so she doesn't, look like a lizard person. But if my son has to walk around looking like he got into a fight with Wolverine, then maybe Nancy Pelosi should too. So, but that's the biggest thing, right? They're telling us, fear, 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 fear. And they don't seem too afraid, right? They're not afraid of this like we are. Granted, they have, the best healthcare that money can provide, and we don't. And, they're not working with, the public, even though they're public servants, but, different set of rules for different people. She makes the rules. She doesn't have to follow them, right? So, but this isn't news. It's not news. This has been going on for a long, long time. Bill Clinton, smoked pot, didn't inhale, but he smoked pot. Our president can go, on TV, talk about doing drugs, and it's so funny. He's just like us, right? Not really, because, if we did that, there's people in jail right now with life sentences for doing exactly what Bill Clinton did. So it's not charming when they do it. It's not, there's rules that they create that we have to follow, and they get to do whatever they want. They can lie, cheat, steal, be a part of child, sex trafficking rings like Bill Clinton and Bill Clinton's friends. So, why is that? Why do we just let this happen? I just don't understand. Like, what's it going to take for us to really just not take it anymore? I guess. What do we have to do? How much more can they throw in our faces before we just say, you know what? Yeah, that's the line. That's the line right there. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take. I mean, I think that we've already passed that point. We've already passed that point of, oh, they did something bad. Well, now I need to step up. Now it's more about, maybe the reason why we're not going after them and holding them accountable is because we don't think that we'll win, that we don't have the power to, or we think that some, mythical hero is going to come in and, save us from everything. But that's just not the case. We've had our heroes, right? We've had our Bernie Sanders and AOC, and look what the system does to them. Or maybe they were like that before and we were just naive. I don't know. But, at some point, we just have to say enough is enough, because it's not going to get any better. That's for damn sure. We're not going to vote the corruption out of office. That, not with the way that it's set up right now, currently, right? Because they get to pick the candidates, they get to, run the debates, they get to do all this. We have no power whatsoever. The only power that we have is, collective bargaining, which they've pretty much made illegal, and boycotting, striking, divesting, which, most people don't have enough money to pay their bills, let alone divest from something. Oh, who we got here? We got Trying to Be Fine, Manitalk, Schulte, hey, Washington State. Awesome. Good to see y'all here. So yeah, so what do we do? I mean, I'm watching, the news, which I kind of watch it a little bit just to see what the general, propaganda that's out there. But for the most part, the news is just the same news that was being reported, 4 years ago, 8 years ago. It's the same news cycle, different president. Yeah, no, exactly, Schulte. No one's happy. I mean, we're used to this, but it's normal, right? It's normal for us to feel disenfranchised. It's normal for us to, have no power. It's normal. So we don't really question it too much. But instead of focusing our discontentment at the people that actually caused this, we'll go and hate the other because that's easier, right? So, you're not going to try to get a president out of office or try to change the system. You know what? It's just a lot easier to hate an immigrant or a black person, because that doesn't really, just get punched down. It's like the bully mentality. Somebody's doing something bad to them, right? But they can't stand up to their bully. So they turn around and look at somebody else that has no power and takes it out on them. I mean, if you turn on the news, there's just people just foaming at the mouth, Republican, Democrat, whoever, just foaming at the mouth. Oh, you're a moron. You're an idiot. You're going to burn down this country. You're a racist if you don't vote for, the racist candidate Biden that's only done the things that Trump dreams about. So, but we're all just frothing and just full of rage. We have nowhere to direct it to. We feel like there's no outlet for that. So these people will turn on each other. We just turn on each other because that's a lot easier. We're not comfortable with feeling uncomfortable in our minds. Like, we are used to working degrading jobs, backbreaking labor. We're used to the sacrifice and struggle of survival. But we always try to keep our mind comfortable because, that's the job of our subconscious, right? Is to filter out all those bad things that might keep us from, shutting down, right? Because it protects us from really just bad information that'll make us just like give up, basically. So the subconscious filters that out, and it'll tell you, well, it's this person, it's that person. But we don't know enough about that stuff. I mean, it's esoteric knowledge. It's knowledge that only a select few can have, and the rest of us can't. They get to learn, the people at the top, the people that, the fat cats and the people that make the rules, like Nancy Pelosi and her double refrigerator at thousands of dollars in ice cream. They are the ones that get to do this. They are the ones that get to know the things. They get to know how money works. They get to know how, how to get out of paying taxes or, anything, even psychology. They know how our minds work better than we know how our minds work. That's not taught in school. They don't teach you, how to communicate with others and networking. They don't teach you how to be, kind and diplomatic. They don't, conflict resolution. They don't teach you about money. They don't teach you about any of that. That's for them to know and for us to shut the fuck up and go make a damn pizza, right? Go get in your drive-through, go get at your Walmart cashier place, okay, and shut up and stay quiet and follow the rules. Meanwhile, they're out partying, doing whatever the hell they want to do. Nancy Pelosi isn't scared of COVID-19. If she was truly as scared as she pretends to be, then she would never went there in the first place. She called it a setup. A setup. A setup. That's what somebody says when the cops roll up on them and they're doing something illegal, right? Oh man, I didn't hire this hooker. I don't know what happened. It's a setup. It's a setup. That's her mentality. And she, just to top it off, said that she should be apologized to for the person that was, doesn't make money compared to her. It's pennies compared to what Nancy Pelosi makes. And she's just trying to keep her business up, trying to make a paycheck, keep a roof over her head. Nancy Pelosi doesn't have to worry about that. The only thing she has to worry about is somebody shampooing her hair. She even said, oh, well, do you wear a mask when you shampoo your hair? No, because I don't pay somebody to shampoo my hair. I do it myself in my bathroom. There's nobody that shampoos my hair. I don't go out in public and pay somebody to shampoo my hair, something I can do at home. It's all fake. But I don't know if they even believe it. Do they believe that? Or is that just their excuse? And does it really even matter? I don't know. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see. It's becoming a dark and depressing America. It's getting more and more grim. Mm-hmm. Halloween stuff is already in the stores. I think we need to shun Halloween. Don't spend money on that. I saw that today. I went out to go get a little bit of groceries, and I saw that there was Halloween stuff out, and I was like, oh, a costume. I was like, oh, wait, what's the point? First of all, who's got money to just go around and buy costumes up? Or, are they even doing trick-or-treating this year? Even though the kids are back in school, are they allowed to trick-or-treat because of social distancing and maybe the candy has COVID? I don't know. It's probably not going to be that this year. Just another thing to take away from the kids, even though they're sending them to school, right? But it's the inconsistency in the application of the rules that drives me fucking insane. This place can stay open, but not this place. All of our small businesses are going to be gone. And the only corporate overlords that are left are going to be like Walmart, places, Amazon. And they're just going to keep taking and taking because their greed knows no end. It's not going to stop. They're not going to reach a certain number in their bank account and say, oh, well, that's enough. I'm good now. No, they're just going to keep taking until we're gone. The only people that are going to be left are the people that drive their cars and cook their food. Because no matter how bad it gets, they got to keep those people around. Because let's face it, Nancy Pelosi, she can't even shampoo her own damn hair. So at least there's some of us that will be left. But, then their greed will just turn on each other. And then Amazon's going to eat Walmart, and, and it's just back and forth unless we do something. Which we can do something. It's not something that's impossible. I mean, I grew up in West Virginia. Do you think that I've had hope and optimism? I grew up in a neighborhood. I mean, I grew up in a place that was Chemical Valley and coal mining country, which means cancer for everyone. There's nothing here because no businesses will come here. And so I can believe in this future. I believe in the power of us. I don't believe in the power of, the government. But I do believe that we are fully capable if we stop looking for these external solutions. We have been brainwashed since an early age to believe that, there's quick fixes, diet pills, just take this one pill a day. You don't have to do anything. Just sit on your butt. Eat your potato chips, take this pill a day, and you'll have rock hard abs in 6 weeks. That's what we've been sold. We think that everything's going to like, oh, I'll just cast a vote and everything's going to be just fine. That's not it. Like, it is going to take work, but it's satisfying work. If it wasn't, I wouldn't still be doing this. If I thought it was hopeless, I wouldn't still be doing this. So, I mean, there are possibilities. It's just maybe not the possibility that we want. It's going to take more than just casting a vote, throwing $5 at a politician. It's going to be us taking our power back. So, anyway, Mount Lake. Let's see, go. Yes, eat the rich, man. People are getting hungry. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Garden's here. Yeah. I look up to Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, I just love her way of I'll think of something eventually. She's able to take up space. She's always good for
producing coming out.
Yes. She does expel a lot of hot air. There's that.
But she is Monday.
Wait, you touch her. Yes. Yeah. Tax. I'm one of those filthy peasants that wash their own hair. And you know what? I cut my hair. Cut my husband's hair. Cut my son's hair. That one's a little bit tricky because he's 8 years old and he just, he fidgets around a lot. So usually it's a little not as ideal. But, not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, I'm frustrated with all of it. I'm frustrated with everything. Everyone. Well, I wouldn't say everyone, but, I'm not going to direct my hatred and anger at people that, they're going based on the experiences that they've had and the information that they've been given. They're not, I don't know, call me crazy, but I don't think that the majority of Americans are that bad. I just think that the ones that make the news ruin it for the rest of us. Most people, they don't, unlike Bill and Melinda Gates, we don't sit around and debate on whether or not a child's life is worthy of being saved, which they have, he said in an interview. Should we save these children's lives? We thought after the fact, should we actually save them? Is that good? That's not a question that we think about. They think about things that we would never, ever dream of in a million years. But it's all a product. It all comes back to they're selling a product, whether it's a politician or, whatever it is. Their agenda, they're selling us something constantly. And, we just have to be a little bit stronger than that. We have to understand the ways that they, manipulate us.
You gotta come together, find a way to back together.
Oh, Peter's here. Dingo baby. Wow, there's a lot. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, West Virginia is an awesome state to visit. There are some good touristy, type things, like water rafting and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just it gets a little it'll wear you down living here because you just can't have anything. There's just the opportunities. The average age here is 45, I think. So if you're younger, good luck with that. But yeah, it's a beautiful state, especially in some areas. It's gorgeous. Just check it out. Pelosi is good at taking. Yes, she's good at taking her pills and drinking her top shelf beverage, whatever that is. Trying to say what revolution? The majority of the people I see are still mass obedient, and their fear and anger will be turned on the rest of us. That's the plan. Yeah, it's a virus. See. They're the parasites. They are the parasites that are latched onto us and and taking everything that we build, everything that we work for, all the wealth that we generate. They're parasites that drain all that. But at the same time, they're infecting us with a virus. They infect us with the virus of, let's say, racism, because a virus is something that happens inside of you that destroys you from the inside out. So that's what they do. They put out this stuff that, black people are different, immigrants are different. Be afraid, be scared. So that way we tear each other apart. It's soft power. That's what it's called. It's soft power. Instead of twisting your arm, they will twist your mind. That's what they do. Hard power will lock you up in a prison. Soft power will convince you that you want to go into the prison. That's all it is. And so they still get the same results, but they don't have to look like the bad guys, right? They get to keep their hands clean. I've been doing research on this about ways, because, after that Kyle Rittenhouse incident and some of these other, I turn on the news and everybody's just screaming at each other in the comment sections. There's not discourse like, oh, well, you know what? I didn't hear about that. Could you provide me a link and I'll check it out? And thank you for the information. I would love to know that. But no, our egos are so big that we could not possibly be wrong. It's always the other guy. When you're always pointing the finger at somebody else, that's when you know you're wrong. Because odds are, every once in a while, you're going to be wrong. But if you're always pointing the finger at somebody else and blaming everybody else, then, that just means that we can't, take that kind of criticism. And just like Nancy Pelosi getting up there, I think she should give me an apology. She can't take the criticism. She cannot take it. Because then she'll have to admit that she was wrong. She's a hypocrite. Oh my gosh, if I'm a hypocrite about this, then what else am I a hypocrite on? And, it's like that thing for Family Guy where that, prisoner, stabs the other guy. He gets stabbed. He goes, oh my gosh, that's what I've been doing to people for all these years? Yeah. Now you get it. But man, we just been conditioned to just follow along, parrot back the information. Don't question things. Be afraid, always with fear. And that's how they get us. Fear of something being taken away from you. If you watch any kind of like right-wing news, it's always, they're going to take your rights away. They're going to take your guns away. They're going to destroy your family structure. And then you turn on the Democratic news. Be afraid. They're going to take your rights away. They're going to take your abortions away. They're going to take this away. They're going to, and it's just fear. And why should we be afraid? We shouldn't be afraid as long as we have the information we need, a solid game plan, and people backing us up, helping each other out, knowing that if something goes wrong, we're there for each other, right? We'll figure it out. We'll make a plan, and we'll fix it. But instead, it's fear. They tickle that little, lizard part of our brain and, get us to hate each other. I mean, even people that agree on everything, people that agree 100% on the issues, will still find a way to divide themselves. They'll still find a way to say, oh, well, that guy isn't as virtuous as me, or he has a different strategy as me. Something. Exactly. Yeah, Gardner. She has the best doctors. She has the best of everything. She has the best of everything.
Essential workers.
She doesn't have, there is not a worry that ever comes into her mind. She pays the little people for that. So she doesn't have to. She doesn't have to worry about doing her taxes. These are soft. They're the softest, weakest people. If they were abandoned by their service people, their chauffeurs and their chefs and their maids, they would fall apart within 24 hours. They would. These are people that have never had a callus in their lives. They don't know how to work. They don't know even how to operate a washing machine. Well, I'm sure their clothes aren't machine washable. It has to be dry cleaned because they're, so expensive. But I mean, they couldn't operate. They're not adults. They don't know how to do things. And if we came down on them hard and really just took our labor away, stopped producing the things for them to get rich off of, it would change real fast. Real fast. Anyway, let's see. Let's go back to the chat. Yeah. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's like 80 years old, right? Babe, how old is Nancy Pelosi? Can you look that up?
Yeah.
Jamie, can you look that up? Pull that up.
Okay, go.
I mean, she's like, give or take, around 80. And look at her, just, stretched out. Joan Rivers, so strung out on whatever medication she's on that she can't.
1940.
1940. Wow. Oh, that must be nice to be able to have such a nice long life, unlike the people that grew up around here because life expectancy is so low.
She's 80, you're right.
Wow. 80 years old.
I thought she was 14.
But all of them are like that. It's not that, age is bad, but what are the odds?
Oh, it's bad.
What are the odds that all the people are the same age, the same, they just all agree on everything. They just agree on everything. Bunch of old rich people running the world. Let's see. I mean, I just don't know. Scott Sparling, never heard of this channel before. Just showed up in my feed. I'm digging what I'm hearing though. Oh, well, it's good to have you here, Scott. Good to have you here. Yeah, man. Look, I just don't know. So I used to think that maybe there was some kind of piece of information that I could talk about, some news article. Oh, well, we just found out that, we're killing civilians in a Middle Eastern country. This will surely cause people to care. Or, okay, well, that happened to somebody else. So, maybe when, all of our businesses got shut down and people lost jobs and people are getting evicted, maybe that'll be it. And I am seeing, I think it's great that there's so many protesters out there. Black Lives Matter. I don't care. Whatever the fuck you're pissed off about, go on out there and be pissed off about it. That's what we're working on is a protest on 9/9 of this year, for the 99% and I encourage anybody, it's to get money out of politics, but I encourage anybody, if you're pissed off about stuff, just, even if, you're working, just call up, take a sick day if you can, something, just something, because we've got to get through some way to them. And the only thing they care about is money. That's it. That's why they do what they do. It's all about money and power. That is their religion. That's rule number one of corporate finance. Create more value for the shareholder. So whether that shareholder is Walmart or the CIA, which they are shareholders.
Or the CIA.
That's the only people that matter.
That's Sparling. Fucking garden.
Still for my family to help TYT pay off that investment. I know. You gotta help out the independent media. So what if you can't buy formula for your baby? TYT just got a new desk, right? Anyway, I've been looking into this stuff about, what I think if we could just protect us, because this is something that's been going on for a very long time. Edward Bernays back in the 30s, he's the original guy. He's the one that really did the work to create propaganda. Propaganda's always existed, but he really revolutionized propaganda, advertisements and stuff like that. The CIA has been working on things like, MK Ultra, all these operations and programs to create Manchurian candidates, which is, somebody that will do your bidding. You can control their thoughts. They've been looking into, truth serums. but we're so scary to them, aren't we? We're such a threat. We're so terrifying to the people in power. I mean, isn't that amazing that they are so terrified of us? That for decades now, they have been trying to find a way to bend us to their will. And they've done a pretty good job of it so far, considering. I mean, you look where we're at. But there's people that always fight them because, I mean, we have to. And that pisses them off so much. Nothing is more terrifying to them than somebody with, free thought, critical thinking skills, compassion, strength, integrity. All these things are terrifying to them. Like, oh my gosh, we might put two and two together. We might figure out that, oh, we don't have to go along with any of this. So they have sunk, I would say, billions of dollars into this over the years, trillions probably. Operation Mockingbird, they do everything, and they hit us in every direction that they can to weaken us, body and mind, right? First, they can attack our hierarchy of needs. They make sure that, we're bouncing around from house to house. We don't have a living wage. How are we going to pay our bills? How are we going to buy food? How are we going to do all this stuff? They have eroded. There is nothing on our hierarchy of needs that they have not demolished. But that's not enough, because our minds are strong. And no matter what happens to us, we might be able to find out a way that might motivate us to be pissed off at them. So then they put out these, propaganda pieces, CNN, Fox, it's all propaganda. So that way, in our moment of pain, that we will be susceptible to that. It's the same tactics that cults and, military use. They'll make you do hard work, physical labor, wear your body down. You're exhausted. You're sleep deprived. And then once you're totally broken as a human being, they will rebuild you in their image, how they want you. Good, little obedient workers. Either you are going to build the product they're selling, you're going to manufacture it, you're going to sell it, or you're going to buy it. And if you can't do any of those things, they have no use for you. And then they'll take you and put you in a prison where you will be a slave. And it's all a business model. I mean, it's all about the product, and it's all about, generating value. They have test markets in all these phases, and everything that we're going through. There have been test markets over the years for this stuff. They've gone to other countries, that are poor, poor neighborhoods, or, minorities, Mexico or Africa, some country in Africa. They'll go there and they'll do their nefarious evil plot there, see what the backlash is, right? Adjust their plan accordingly, and then they'll bring it to the rest of the world or the rest of the country. That's what they'll do. And here, we had the coal mines back in the day that paid us in coal scrip, right? And we could take that coal scrip, go to the company store, and spend it there. Well, you think, oh no, that's a thing of the past. Nope, because in 2008, Walmart got caught in Mexico paying their workers in Walmart vouchers, not money, Walmart vouchers, because, they don't pay people enough to go anywhere else and shop. So they have to just take their money and spend it back at Walmart anyway, right? For their groceries. So they paid them in Walmart stipends. And I guess they were testing it out, and they got such a backlash that, they put the brakes on that for a little while. But, give them a few more years, and, we'll gladly, especially after this pandemic, we'll gladly work for Walmart stipends. Yes, Garden said a lot of this comes out of the advertising world. Advertisers study people's vulnerabilities, and these principles are used in the realm of politics. Yeah, they get your subconscious. They're selling you a feeling, whether it's a politician, a product, or anything. They're selling you a feeling, an emotion, a memory, or something. But they're selling it to your subconscious, and then your subconscious tells your conscious thoughts that, hey, go out and get this.
Yeah, perfect.
So, that's how they get us. because we have all these shadowy things that we don't want to think about. It hurts. But hurting isn't bad. Hurting isn't bad. There's a difference between pain and harm. Pain is something that hurts, but it's not going to destroy you, right? Pain happens when you're doing anything new. If you're working out, sometimes that'll happen. It'll hurt. It will hurt. If you're thinking things that are uncomfortable, if you're challenging the way that you think, yes, it's going to hurt. But like any other muscle, it'll get stronger the more you do it, and it won't hurt as much anymore. It'll get easy. We don't have to sit there and hate other people. Just deal with it. Just deal with, whatever it was that hurt you, or whoever it is that's hurting you, instead of taking it out on the people that, didn't do anything to deserve that. It's really frustrating, but I can't blame them. I can't blame people. I mean, nobody's perfect at it anyway. I mean, God knows. We're all just trying. Let's see what Scott says. Referencing money out of politics, Palestinian liberation, MK Ultra, BLM, all within 3 minutes. Chill, right up my alley. Oh, good to hear that. Yeah, exactly. Anytime where there's, it's just injustice, right? Like I've always been like that. That there's just things that are just not right. And why should we just accept that that's just the way things are? It doesn't have to be that way. To rid themselves of Monsanto, they're still fighting. Yeah. And we'll get these little wins, but, and I've devoted myself to this. Like, I've done, insane amounts of work on this. I've done, research. I've got just piles and piles of research, the reading and all this that I've had to do. And it's not just about laws and legislators. I mean, it's history, psychology, philosophy, economics. I mean, it's all these things that, we weren't ever taught. Instead, we're taught to say the Pledge of Allegiance and, 2 + 2 = 4. And that's about as far as it goes. And I mean, especially in any history class we ever had around here. I mean, world history, that's not a thing. No, it's like other countries were created and then we perfected it. America, that's all it is even if they teach world history in the context of America. And of course the history books are written by the winners anyway. So it's all the stuff that you just didn't know. And it's a whole world that they're well aware of. They know all these things. Game theory, man. When I was looking into the propaganda at our local history and science museum, one of the guys on the board of directors, he was, he went to college for game theory. I was like, what the hell is that? I looked it up, and it's just basically predicting people's choices when given a set of, circumstances and options. How can you predict how people are going to react to that? What are they going to do? And that's the guy that's running the Health and Science Museum, or, History and Science Museum. So, I mean, why? Why is that? How did that get him a job there? But meanwhile, we're kept in the dark. We're not even allowed to have mental health. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. Thank you, Ronald Reagan, for that. We got people walk around. They can't go to see a therapist. And even if you do, they'll just, shove a bunch of, prescription drugs your way and call it, did my job. Well, mental illness is real. It exists. It's a real thing that happens, but it should never and has never been on such a wide scale. We have, the way that we've built our system, it creates mental illness, right? Like, you go in there, you tell the doctor, hey man, I'm feeling depressed. Well, what's going on in your life? Well, I lost my job. My wife left me. My dog died. I can't see my kids anymore. Oh, well, here's some pills. Well, how are the pills going to help anything about fixing this dude's life? Right? Like, he's got a reason to be sad. And that's okay. It's okay to be sad about that. But the fact that they just shove all these things and they don't tell us any coping skills, they don't teach us about that. They don't teach us about, you know, uh, correcting, traumas that have gone on in our lives or any of that. They just say there's something wrong with your brain chemistry. That you go and you work 3 jobs for 80 hours a week and you still can't pay your bills. Well, it's obviously something wrong with you that you're depressed. No, you should be. Should be. But they have to create mental illness, right? They have to create and manufacture all this stuff because, you can't sell stuff to people when they're happy and satisfied. If you're completely happy and satisfied with your life, you don't have any wants or needs, everything, you can take care of yourself. You don't have like these, subconscious thoughts that are, murking up your life. Well, you're not going to see a commercial on TV and say, I need to buy that. That product will fix my life. Yes, I am overweight and sad. Sell me that. They're selling you an emotion. And we buy the emotion thinking that we can put a price tag on it and we can buy it and we can consume it and everything's going to be okay. And then it's not. It's still not. But, it's still, it sells stuff at 4 a.m., right? Because who else is up at 4 a.m.? Ugh. Just what do you do with this? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I didn't mean to talk this long. I've just been, bloviating over here. But we're going to go over to Montauk, and we're going to do an open mic over there. So if anybody wants to join in the conversation, that'd be great. It'd be great to see you over there. So anyway, thanks. Trying to be fine. Scott, Garden, Schultze, Manitowoc. It's good to see all y'all here. And welcome, Scott. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope to see you again soon. And yeah, thank you, everybody. I'll catch you next time.